How do you go about writing a life story?
The true things rarely get into circulation. Usually the false things.
I like to stay here and now. Fame is fickle.
A kiss on the hand may be quite continental, but diamonds are a girl's best friend.
Aren't you funny? Don't you know that a man being rich is like a girl being pretty? You might not marry a girl just because she's pretty, but my goodness, doesn't it help? And if you had a daughter, wouldn't you rather she didn't marry a poor man?
But I was...
You'd want her to have the most wonderful things in the world and to be very happy. Oh, why is it wrong for me to want those things?
Yeah, just hold it for a minute. Of course. How do you put it around your neck?
You don't, Lovey. It goes on your head.
You must think I was born yesterday.
Well, sometimes there's just no other possible explanation.
No, my dear, she's quite right. Like so. It's a tiara.
You do wear it on your head. I just love finding new places to wear diamonds.
Oh, Mr. Spofford, would you please give me a hand? I'm sort of stuck.
Are you a burglar?
Heavens, no.
Hey, look, someone's coming.
Oh, dear, what'll I do?
Quick, hold this around your neck tight.
Good evening.
I say, whatever are you doing up there? Such a little flowery hand.
Please put that back.
So sweet, so tiny, and yet it can hold a human heart.
Stop that.
I beg your pardon?
Laryngitis, I guess.
Didn't you bring your glasses?
What glasses?
Don't you wear glasses?
Oh, dear me, no. Whatever gives you that idea?
You've got the most peculiar vision I ever saw. You're reading that book upside down.
But I'm no such thing.
Not you, the book.
Oh.
Didn't you just love the picture? I did. But I just felt so sorry for the creature. At the end.
Sorry for the creature? Why'd you want him, to marry the girl?
He was kind of scary looking, but he wasn't really all bad. I think he just craved a little affection. You know, a sense of being loved and needed and wanted.
We are officially here at Marilyn Monroe's gravesite, and I'm so excited. Now, this specific cemetery is impossible to find, but I did manage to find it. I'm so excited. So I will be getting out. We will check out Marilyn Monroe's site and Hugh Hefner's, because why not? And I'm really excited, so. Now that I am parked, I am getting out of my car, and we can see this beautiful cemetery, but the first thing we will realize is how much smaller it is than the Hollywood Forever Cemetery. That link will be right up top and in the description below. However, Marilyn and Hugh Hefner are specifically in this Pierce Brothers Cemetery, so today we will be finding Marilyn and Hugh Hefner. But again, it's just such a difference compared to the last one, but it doesn't mean that it's any less beautiful technically. Once you do enter, in the far left corner will be the grave sites of Hugh and Marilyn Monroe. Now, Marilyn, she's just so iconic, and she is just such a vibe, and honestly, I think the world's biggest icon. Like, if the world had one giant icon, I think Marilyn Monroe would take the cake for it. Here we can see that it is Marilyn Monroe from 1926 to 1962, which ironically, in Hugh Hefner's, he was also born in 1926, but to 2017. So that actually is a huge coincidence, is it not? We are currently right next to Marilyn Monroe, and it's just so cute and so precious. Can you just imagine? I really can't. We will take a closer look at it in just a second. But just look how cute. Hugh Hefner's right there too. He actually, I know he paid extra to be next to her, so that's cool. But wow, would you look at that? I'm next to Marilyn. Of course, we have me in front of Marilyns Grave, and I have to say that I do think it's just so beautiful because out of everybody here, I have noticed that Marilyn has the most flowers and the most new flowers. Like, they are constantly replaced, and she is never without a bouquet of flowers. So I actually think that is absolutely so cute and adorable, and way to go, Marilyn. Like, you know, you deserve it. Now, looking at these two sites, I will say that Hugh Hefner did indeed pay extra to be next to Marilyn Monroe, which a lot of people are concerned, like, would she even like that? Would she not like it? because it turns out that like the rumor on the street is she never did like being in Playboy because she never even did pose. Like it was just like a photographer that sold the photos to Hugh Hefner, and then all of a sudden she was on the first cover of Playboy and she had no idea she was even there. So because of that, it's a little bit like eerie. Like would she have liked it? Would she have not? But regardless of the fact, once we do zoom in on like the Marilyn Grave site, it's just so like I don't know, it's just so surreal. Like you have to be here to actually like feel what it feels like because the world's largest star is just right here behind the wall, taken way too soon. So comment down below, how do you think it would feel to be here? Rolling over though, we can see Hugh Hefner's grave. Now, Hugh Hefner, I've always loved Hugh Hefner. I've loved Playboy since the day I was born. It's just something about that bunny with a bow tie. I used to dress up for it for Halloween, all these occasions. However, ever since The Secret of Playboy and like Holly Madison's book did come out, Holly Madison, she was part of the Girls Next Door. She wrote one of the best books on the mansion, and Bridget is supposed to be writing one too. We are all still waiting for yours, Bridget. However, Holly, I've actually spoken to her a little bit here on YouTube. She is so kind and so nice. So her book, I actually really do recommend you go out and purchase and give it a nice read. However, there's just so many like details and secrets that I never knew about not only the show, but Hugh Hefner and like the way he would like treat his girlfriends. So because of all that, it does make it more of an eerie fact that he is next to Marilyn after buying her photos that she never even like approved of to be on the cover of Playboy. So again, comment down below, how do you feel about this whole thing? We'll be taking a look at who else is buried next to her. Now, I have to be honest, I've looked at all of these placards and all of these names. There's no one here that necessarily stands out to me, but if I am missing somebody, please definitely comment it down below if you know somebody is on this wall who deserves to be recognized. I mean, of course, we all deserve to be recognized, but if they are like a big name in the industry, comment it down below. But again, it's just very, very cool. Like how, like, could you imagine just like being buried here and then all of a sudden Marilyn comes next to you? Like, I guarantee half of these people don't even realize that they were going to be buried next to one of the world's largest stars. Here we do have a beautiful tomb that does say Murphy on it. Now, at first, I kept thinking Bill Murphy, but I was like, Bill Murphy is still around, so it's obviously not Bill. But I think the last name Murphy is just such a huge name. It actually also Brittany Murphy. I wonder where Brittany Murphy may be buried as well. If you know where she's buried, comment it down below. But again, the back corner with Marilyn is absolutely so stunning. I highly recommend coming out here and checking it out. Next to their location though, there is another little cute corner section with a bunch of names. But again, I just don't necessarily know any of the names. So again, if you know any of these, comment down below. But again, the years are crazy, like 1891. Could you imagine being born in 1891? Here I was so happy to see Betty Page. Now, the cool thing about Betty Page is right here, there's actually a bee that does come over her grave. Now, that's such a cool spiritual sign. It's really, really good and positive energy. So in my head, I would like to think that maybe that's like a sign from her that she's happy, having a visitor or something. But that's just so cute. She's also just such an icon. Like, if you don't know Betty Page, I'll have it up on screen. But she has just done so much and honestly just such a Hollywood legend. If you are wondering where Betty is compared to Marilyn, if you stand at Betty's and look directly straight at the back left corner, you can see that it is kind of like diagonal to where Marilyn would be. So again, just keep that in mind, but very, very easy to find overall. On the other side of the cemetery, we do have this gorgeous, beautiful section, which I was actually really, really impressed because just walking through it, it's just such a beautiful and peaceful vibe. They have beautiful fountains that do make the most gorgeous noise that we can go ahead and just take a nice little listen to. It really does give like a beautiful light and peaceful vibe, especially with all of the flowers. I mean, the fact that this is not Hollywood Forever Cemetery, there's definitely a lot less foot traffic here. So it does make it a little bit more like sentimental, like if your family was to actually come and pay respects. However, here we actually have Miss Peggy Lee. Now, Peggy Lee is also a very, very huge name in the Hollywood industry. So to see the bench dedicated to her is so cool. But because like her name is on the actual bench, it makes me wonder like where is she actually buried? Is she in the grass next to it? Is it down from it? So if you do happen to know, comment it down below. Now, I was ecstatic to find out that Farrah Fawcett was here. Now, I grew up watching Charlie's Angels because it's honestly my dad's favorite show, and my brother and I could not escape Charlie's Angels. But Farrah Fawcett was so great on it, and honestly just such a legend. So the fact that she's here is just so beautiful, and I love how, like, windy it is, because it's totally given me, like, a surreal moment where, like, you show up, the wind hits you, and you're just like, oh my god, could that potentially be her spirit? Of course, I called my dad right away, and I was like, look, I'm with Farrah Fawcett right now. And it was just so cute. As you can see, she was born 1947 to 2009, which for some reason I did feel like she did go a little bit sooner than 2009. But you know, the longer you can make it, the better. However, it was a little bit of a scandal because she always said she did not want to be buried by Ryan O'Neal. And I believe that was like her husband or boyfriend. I believe that they were in some type of a relationship or situationship, and I know she did not want him next to her. You can see that he clearly passed away in 2023, and he decided to be right next to her. So very, very interesting fact there. Comment down below if you know the tea. Of course, I had to take a picture with Farrah Fawcett's grave just because it was so random to see, because I truly didn't know she was here. However, I did actually meet her co-star Jaclyn Smith from Charlie's Angels, and that was so cool, because I remember when I was a kid, my dad took me to this convention, and we met most of the Charlie's Angel girls. Farrah wasn't there, but I know I did meet Jaclyn Smith, and I did meet her, talk to her, take a picture with her, but she did actually sign her autograph on the photo as well. Now, I would totally include the photo in this video, however, it is unfortunately back at home. I used to live in Michigan, but now I live in California, so I don't have all of my stuff with me necessarily. However, I wish I could include that photo in here, but it's so great. But one day when I can, I will post it in my community tab, so just keep an eye out for that. But Farrah Fawcett, Jaclyn Smith, just all the Charlie's Angels, like, so cool. Now we will actually be leaving the Pierce Brothers Cemetery, but when I'm leaving, you could actually see how you get in. So when you put in the Pierce Brothers Cemetery in your GPS, it's going to take you to the buildings that you see in front of me. What most people don't know is the cemetery is in between the buildings. Like, you actually have to drive through this one little spot that kind of looks like a little alleyway, and then that will actually take you to the cemetery. Because I went around the whole block twice trying to figure out where do I turn in correctly. And you can actually turn in pretty much anywhere. As long as you just get into the square, you will be there. So now we will actually drive just so you can kind of see the example in real time. So go ahead, go through the gate. Now, of course, I'm leaving, and if you were coming, it would be the opposite way, but it's still like the same way that you would go. I actually wasn't sure if I should go straight or make a left. I made a left, but then I was like, did I turn somewhere that I wasn't supposed to turn? It's so confusing. But as you see, I did make it out on the street, so we are now going to Beverly Hills. But before going to Beverly Hills, I am going to IHOP just to get a nice little snack for myself. We're now going to my friend Brian in Beverly Hills. Now, Brian, he's so cool, he's so nice. We usually always like go out and get drinks in like West Hollywood or these cool spots in Beverly Hills. However, I must say, definitely stay tuned because there's so many more cool videos to come, including some more iconic Hollywood legend videos, because I love doing like the sightseeing and traveling. So we will be going to the Hollywood Museum, which there are just so many cool things in that museum that I will get to show you. So I'm so excited. So definitely stay tuned. There's much more to come and more fashion videos to come too. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I truly do appreciate it. And you, make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great day. Au revoir.
Okay, fame will go by. You know, so long. I've had you, fame. If it goes by, I told you it was fickle. So at least it's something that, let's say, I experienced.